The Lakers are up 3-1. Let that sink in for a second, because just 2 weeks ago, the sky was falling. Austin Reeves was out. Luka was out. And yet here we are, 3 wins deep into this first round series against Houston, sitting pretty with a commanding lead heading into a Game 5 back home in LA on Wednesday. Now, Game 4 didn't go the way anybody in purple and gold wanted.
Yeah.
The Lakers dropped it big in Houston. But let's be real, was that really a surprise? Sweeps are hard. They're genuinely difficult to pull off in the NBA playoffs, and the Houston Rockets still have legitimate players on that roster. This isn't some pretender of a team they're facing. If anything, the moment where real panic should have crept in was if Houston had taken Game 3 to even the series at 1-1. That didn't happen. So the panic meter for Laker Nation right now, it's sitting at 0, maybe even negative 3%. You're up 3-1. There's no reason to lose your mind over this. And look, if you want confirmation of the fan base's mood, don't go scrolling through Twitter or X, whatever we're calling it now, because NBA Twitter is a completely different universe from reality. Out there, people were treating a 3-1 series lead like the entire franchise was on the brink of collapse. Even some notable analysts were framing Game 5 like it was a must-win for the Lakers. Meanwhile, the math doesn't lie. If the Rockets lose Game 5, they're eliminated. The must-win pressure is entirely on Houston. Group texts with friends, former colleagues, family members, total calm. Not one message from anyone saying, "What happened?" That's how you know where things actually stand. The thing about a loss like this, getting blown out in a playoff game when you've already built a big lead, it's not new. We've seen it plenty of times before. Those Shaq and Kobe Laker teams used to go up big against teams like Sacramento, get embarrassed in a road game, then come back and close it out. History repeats itself in the playoffs. The ebbs and flows are completely normal. And when you're watching games across the league right now, you'll see it everywhere. These kinds of losses happen. What matters is how you respond. Now, the details of Game 4 tell a specific story. The Lakers turned the ball over 24 times, gifting Houston 30 points off those giveaways. The Rockets knocked down 12 three-pointers. Los Angeles shot just 25% from the field and only made 5 threes. Houston didn't just sneak away with a win. They physically dominated that game. The Lakers were sluggish, careless with the ball, and couldn't match the Rockets' energy or desperation. Give Houston credit for that. They came out and earned it. Part of what you're also watching is a Lakers team running on fumes. Some of these veterans, guys who nobody expected to be carrying this kind of load 3 or 4 weeks ago before the injuries hit, are logging heavy minutes. That's a real thing. Fatigue is real in the playoffs, and it hits differently when you're asking veteran legs to do more than they've been asked to do all season. But here's the big picture context. The longer this series goes, the more you're reminded of what the Lakers are still playing without. 56 combined points from 2 of their stars, Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, have been absent from this lineup. And yet the Lakers are still up 3-1 because of one extraordinary reason: LeBron James. If Los Angeles had completed the sweep on Sunday, it would have been LeBron's 13th career playoff sweep, tying Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the most in NBA history. Think about what that number represents. 23 straight seasons of postseason basketball at the highest level, and this man is still performing at a tier that defies explanation. He's been logging 38, 39, even 45 minutes a game, and then turning right around less than 48 hours later to do it again at 41 years old. And after the Game 4 loss, LeBron didn't make excuses. He stood in front of the cameras and took accountability for his turnovers directly. No blame shifting, just leadership. He knows not to get too high when things are going great, and he refuses to get too low when things go sideways. He's been in 3-1 situations more times than most players have been in the playoffs at all. He knows exactly what this is and what it requires. Now on the other side, don't sleep on what the Rockets have been building here. They finished 5th in the Western Conference this year, nearly 4th after losing Fred VanVleet essentially before the season even started and never really replacing him. That's a team that figured it out on the fly. And in this series, without Kevin Durant available, they've started to find their rhythm in a way that actually makes them harder to defend. A balanced attack with no dominant ball. Handler centralizing everything creates problems. Reed Shepherd, who shot just 27% over the first 3 games, finally got going in Game 4. Alperen Sengun had some rough moments early in the series, but is clearly capable of putting up big numbers. Amen Thompson is going to be an all-defense caliber player for a long time. These guys have pieces. The injury update on Durant is significant. Reports indicate he's dealing with an ankle bone bruise, and the Rockets are preparing to play Game 5 without him. Here's what's worth noting. The Lakers have beaten Houston 3 straight times with Durant in the lineup, twice in March with him healthy, once in Game 2 of this series with him active. The Lakers actually defend him well. They've been able to blitz him, cause turnovers and limit his impact. In the one game he did play in this series, he scored just 3 points in the second half, and the team committed 9 total turnovers in that game. After halftime, the Lakers made adjustments, started doubling him more aggressively, and went on a run. Without Durant, the Rockets become more balanced, which isn't necessarily easier to guard, but it's a different challenge. Houston has also been experimenting with lineups throughout this series. Okongwu started Game 1 while Shepherd came off the bench, and now Shepherd is back in the starting 5. They're still figuring out the best version of themselves. What stood out about their Game 4 performance beyond the scoreboard was the attitude. This young Rockets team was talking trash, waving goodbye to DeAndre Ayton in the middle of a game. They were down 3-0 and that kind of brought it from a team in that position. It's audacious. But thinking about it, it makes sense. That's the only mindset a young team can have in a situation like that. You convince yourself you're going to win or you have no shot. They're young enough and confident enough to actually pull it off mentally, and you have to respect that even if you want to see them go home. The rest factor heading into Wednesday is real, and no athlete will ever tell you they're tired during a playoff series, but rest absolutely matters. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, anybody who's ever played competitive sports at any level knows that extra time between games helps. Your legs feel better, your recovery is better, your mind is sharper. The players who benefit most from the extended rest before Game 5 are the 3 guys who've been carrying Los Angeles: LeBron James, Marcus Smart, and Luke Kennard. All 3 are veterans. All 3 have been playing more than anyone anticipated when Luka and Reeves went down. They're going to feel that extra day in their legs on Wednesday. Speaking of the Game 5 lineup, reports suggest Austin Reeves could be returning, and when he does come back, his presence is going to reshape how this offense operates. With Reeves back as the primary ball handler alongside LeBron, Luke Kennard shifts back into a different role, more off ball, more catch and shoot, less creation responsibility. What that could mean for DeAndre Ayton is significant. Reeves runs offense in a way that finds the big man more naturally than Kennard does. Marcus Smart and LeBron can also find Ayton, so it won't be a dramatic shift, but Reeves running the show does open things up differently for the big fella. For Game 5, here's what to watch. LeBron is due for a massive performance after a rough outing where his own turnovers hurt the team. Expect a major bounce back. We're talking a potential 30-point triple-double type of game if things break right. Kennard has also been uncharacteristically quiet the last 2 games after lighting it up in Games 1 and 2. He went 1-4-6 in Game 3 and struggled again in Game 4. A 3 or more 3-point night from Kennard in a Laker win feels like exactly the kind of bounce back performance this offense needs to close things out. And if Reeves does suit up, even in a limited 20 to 22 minute return, that changes the entire complexion of what Los Angeles can do offensively. He doesn't need to be at 100% to make an impact. His presence alone shifts defensive attention and opens looks for everyone else. The Lakers are favored for the first time in this series by 2.5 points, which feels almost surreal considering they were 9 and a half-point underdogs at one point. That's how dramatically the narrative has shifted. As for the rest of the playoff landscape, Minnesota and Denver have been absolutely must-watch television. Anthony Towns and Devon Dozio going down and watching the Timberwolves hold on without them, with Rudy Gobert of all people being the one to give Nikola Jokic legitimate problems defensively. It's been a fascinating chess match. The loss of Michael Porter Jeter has made Denver look nothing like the team that haunted people's dreams in previous seasons. In the East, the Knicks and Atlanta series has been far more competitive than the seeding suggested. Orlando, even as an 8 seed, is giving Indiana everything they can handle, and people forget that when Franz Wagner is healthy, this Magic team is dangerous. Boston and Philadelphia, Cleveland doing something nobody expected. This entire playoff bracket has been one of the most entertaining in recent memory. But on Wednesday, none of that matters. All that matters is the Lakers coming home, getting that clinching opportunity in front of their own crowd, and closing this thing out. Every game they play extends the minutes on these veteran bodies. Every extra game creates another opportunity for something unexpected to go wrong. That's not panic, it's math. The quicker you end a series when you have the chance, the better you position yourself for what comes next. The Lakers have home court advantage. They have the lead. They have their best player on the planet playing the best basketball of the postseason. They have a young, hungry Rockets team that, as impressive as they've been, is still facing elimination on the road. Close it out Wednesday. Play with the urgency of a must-win game, even when it technically isn't one. Play with everything you got. That's what closing out a playoff series at home requires. Go get it.